I'd like to bring to order the committee meeting of Township of Hamilton for Monday, August 5th, 2024. Please rise for the flag salute. Carl, would you like to lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided pursuant to the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law by posting a notice of this meeting on the bulletin board in the municipal building and by publication in the Press of Atlantic City and Star Ledger on January the 6th, 2024. Mr. Chief?
Here.
Mr. Laws?
Here.
Mr. Vitale?
Here.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Here.
Mayor Schenker?
Here. Could we get a moment of silence for private reflection? Additions and deletions of late agenda items to be considered for action tonight. We have 8J, resolution to terminate the employment of Nicole, I'm not even going to try, Scharfetter, is that right? Code Day Manager. I believe that we are changing it, we're just switching it to another resolution. Also in 12, adjournment to executive session, we are removing personnel attorney-client privilege update on suspended officers. Personnel attorney-client privilege replacement of day code manager.
So moved.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Additions, 8J.
My bad.
Yeah, no. I kind of left you hanging there. 8J, resolution to hire Jacob Benowitz as day manager for the remainder of the Cove 2024 season at $18 an hour, effective 8/1/2024. Do we need to do this one too, the changes to the public hearing ordinance? Rita?
Yeah, I just,
Thing?
the agenda states that the ordinances, if introduced, the public hearing is set for August 19th. We're moving that till September 3rd,
Okay,
2024.
so also changing is the public hearing on ordinance 2081 to 2024, 2082, 2024, 2083, 2024. Change public hearing dates to from August 19th, 2024 to September 3rd, 2024. Carl?
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Are there any questions or concerns? I'm really shocked, but all in favor saying by saying aye?
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Let's see. Early public comment on agenda items excluding items listed for public hearings. Brett, do we have anybody signed up?
We have no one signed up, Mayor.
Thank you. Discussions, formal action may be taken. Presentation, Columbia Care, also known as the Cannabis for a medical marijuana facility within a Class 5 retail cannabis use at Block 1134, Lot 14 at 4476 Black Horse Pike.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to recuse myself.
You can sit, stand, however you want to do it.
Sit for a living, so I'll stand for a little while. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Richard Wells from Archer and Griner here on behalf of Columbia Care, New Jersey, doing business as, or also known as, the Cannabis Company. As was stated, we're here seeking this body's consideration to be named as redeveloper for the property located as 4476 Black Horse Pike, Unit 2. The applicant or the conditional redeveloper was here recently in front of you to seek your consideration for a conditional redevelopers agreement. That allowed us to explore this location and negotiate a full redevelopment agreement with the township, as well as prepare plans that we would then present to the planning board for approval. We have since done that and reached what we believe to be a redevelopment agreement with the township. So one of the things we're asking your consideration for this evening is adoption of that redevelopment agreement. The second thing we're doing is presenting our site plans this evening that would be presented to the planning board for formal approval. Now, this body, of course, does not give zoning and land use approvals. This is more of an informational overview of how the operation would function. So with respect to the redevelopment, first and foremost, really this is a dispensary location out of an existing building, so there's nothing really being constructed Redevelopment agreements normally detail a lot of construction and have to do with how that project will come to fruition. Here we are largely limited to interior renovations. So our project schedule is abridged. We have an anticipated opening date for medical operations of 160 days from the time that if we receive planning board approval, and an anticipated opening time of 190 days for adult use operations. Again, largely due to the fact that these are just interior renovations to the building. With respect to the site plan itself, what you see up on the screen is the site plan of the existing and proposed conditions. This is 4476 Black Horse Pike, which you probably know as the Lomax Shopping Center. The area highlighted in blue is where Columbia Care or the Cannabist proposes to do their interior renovations and operate their dispensary. You can see in the parking field below that there's a small blue square highlighted. That represents what the town would otherwise require for parking spaces. 50 spaces would be required here, and we have 62 available, plus the rest of the parking field. So the Cannabist, again, proposes to do interior renovations of the building, as well as seal and stripe the parking lot to make sure that their section of the shopping center is refreshed and updated prior to opening. And what I'll do is I'll move to the next tab here. This shows what the proposed interior of the dispensary would look like. And as we mentioned earlier, this is both a medical and adult use facility. So Columbia Care has the unique ability to serve adult use patients. And the areas that you see highlighted in red are what the cannabis would be required to effectively set aside for medical patients. So you see 4 point of sale systems highlighted that would be accessible for medical patients only. You see one of the lines would be also available for medical patients only, as well as a consult area in the top right to the extent anybody needs assistance with their prescription or orders, again reserved for medical patients only. The cannabis is also required to have medical only hours. That's a state mandate for all of their locations. And those which they're operating at their other facilities would also line up with this as well. So their medical only hours would be 9 through 11 a.m. Monday through Wednesday, 8 to 9 p.m. Monday through Wednesday, 9 to 11 a.m. Thursday and Friday, and 9 to 10 a.m. on Saturdays. The rest of their operating hours within the confines of the Township ordinance would be for both medical and adult use patients. Again, we have our loading facility to the back right, which is an existing condition that works well with this and allows us to have a van privately held in the back there and sectioned off by a gate as well. So the renovations here allow us to use the existing shell of the shopping center space in order to retrofit a dispensary that fits all the state and local requirements. And we'd be happy to discuss any questions that this body has. But we thank you for your consideration.
Anyone have any questions? None. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
A couple times now. Appreciate you coming back.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
We have a resolution authorizing the execution of the redevelopment agreement and authorizing the mayor to sign the same.
So moved.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second. Are there any questions or concerns? Rita, why don't we do a roll call on this one, please?
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
4 yes and carried.
Thank you so much. For a public hearing and adoption of ordinances.
Should I get Rich now?
Oh, yeah.
Got to get a light installed out there. Come back, Rich.
Thank you.
All right, let's try this again. Public hearing and adoption of ordinances. Ordinance 2080-2024, an ordinance authorizing the sale of lot 11 and block 3642 Maryland Avenue, as shown on the tax map of the Township of Hamilton, and granting the owner or owners of said real property contiguous to the same the right of prior refusal to purchase such land in the Township of Hamilton, County of Atlantic, and the State of New Jersey. This is a public hearing. Anybody from the public would like to speak?
Motion to close?
Second.
Motion to close the public portion. Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Chair will take an adoption. A motion for adoption.
Motion?
I'll second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Are there any questions? Concerns? Rita, can we do a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Chi?
Yes.
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Tally?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and adopted.
Number 5, introduction of ordinances. Public hearing will be held August 19th, 2024.
September 3rd.
September, that's what I said.
I heard you. September 3rd, 2024.
Didn't we just go over
We
this?
did.
Mm-hmm.
September 3rd, 2024. A, ordinance 2081, 2024, an ordinance of the Township of Hamilton, County of Atlantic, and the State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 203, Article 12, Section 121, establishing design standards for major subdivisions. Mr. Solicitor, would you like to give us a brief overview of this, please?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Mayor, this ordinance stems from a recommendation from the Planning Board. In reviewing the code, they had concerns regarding the design standards for major subdivisions and a potentially dangerous circumstance where a street, based on the way that the code is written now, could lead up or allow driveways to enter major highways. They believe that these modifications would prevent that dangerous circumstance from happening.
We need a motion to
Introduce.
introduce.
So moved.
Second?
Motion is second. Are there any questions or concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Ayes have it. B, ordinance 2082-2024, an ordinance in the Township of Hamilton, County of Atlantic, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 203, Article 7, Section 44, to allow agricultural use in a regional growth district, GA1. Again, Mr. Solicitor.
Thank you, Mayor. This was an ordinance that was written based on correspondence that we received. If the committee remembers the support for the preservation of the Pleasant Valley Farms, it went up to the State Agricultural Development Committee, and the regional coordinator indicated that it would have to come back down to the municipality to amend their zoning in the GAI district that would allow for agriculture to be a permitted use. In those correspondence, the State Agricultural Committee indicated that they didn't believe the Pinelands Commission would have any issues with that. They've seen it done before in the regional growth. So the township's zoning would have to be amended, and then it would go up to the county if the committee chooses to do so.
It's more of a formality, yes.
Correct, yes.
Very good.
I'll motion.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second. Are there any questions or concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. C, ordinance 283, 2024, an ordinance of Township of Hamilton, County of Atlantic, and the State of New Jersey, amending ordinance number 1674, 2010, an official zoning map to delete and remove recreational overlay district and outdoor storage overlay district within the Hamilton Township Industrial Business Park. Mr. Solicitor?
Thank you, Mayor. Again, this is a recommendation that the Planning Board discussed. There were 2 overlay areas in the industrial park that were created, I believe, back in 2010. They indicated there was no development based on those overlays, and those overlays do restrict the use in the industrial park. It was their recommendation that essentially we repeal or get rid of those ordinances and the overlays to be able to allow more expanded use in the industrial park.
Any questions?
And the purpose of this is because there's been no action or...
Correct. In approximately 15 years, the Planning Board indicated they didn't see any development, and that the overlays do restrict the uses in those specific zones, so there hasn't been any development based on those overlays. It was initially, I believe, based on the planning board's review, placed to kind of encourage that specific development in those overlay districts, but there hasn't been any in approximately 15 years.
Mr. Solicitor, this doesn't preclude recreation from going there, it just broadens it so that anything else.
The overlays have limitations to them, so it gets rid of
Okay.
those limitations.
Thank you.
All the other zoning regulations would stay intact.
Pleasure, committee.
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion, we have a second.
Second.
Motion, we have a second. Are there any questions or concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. 6, award of bids, contracts, and change orders. A, resolution authorizing acceptance of a proposal from Remington Vernick Engineers for environmental grant application services for 7432 Smith Avenue in the amount of $7,500. Would you like to give a little brief on this?
Yes, this is a contract to Remington and Vernick to apply for a grant on our behalf for a cleanup out at 7432 Smith Avenue. This is in the Weymouth section. This, if we were successful in getting the grant, would pay for the engineering and the design for the cleanup.
Okay. Very good. Anybody have any questions?
Well, I had one earlier. I understand why you put this on. It was because you wanted to make the township aware that if this grant came, you know where the money was coming from. But it's under the threshold, you know, and so in the future, do we have to always do it this way, or can you just act upon it and then let us know?
Well, we have a contract with Remington and Vernick for the same property to look into the open environmental claims. So that contract and this contract, the aggregate is close to the threshold. So we're real close. So I thought err on the side of caution on this one. Plus, if we do get the grant, it'll be back here as a Chapter 159. So the governing body will be aware what these funds are for when that comes. Hopefully it does. So it just cleans it up.
Okay, thank you.
Pleasure, committee.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Are there any questions or concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor signify. Do we want to do a roll call, please? I'm sorry.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Consent agenda. We have items A through G.
Motion?
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Are there any questions or concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Move on to personnel. A, resolution to appoint Rachel Hare as a full-time police officer for the Hamilton Township Police Department at Step 2 of the CBA with a salary of $58,363, start date to be determined, contingent on successful completion of employment, physical, and a background check.
So moved.
Second.
A motion, we have a second. Are there any questions or concerns? We do a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
I was fortunate enough to have the pleasure to interview this young lady, and I think she's going to be a great addition to our police department. So. B, resolution to appoint Stephen Adair as Director of Management Information Services at an annual salary of $95,500 effective 8/6/2024.
So moved.
Second?
Motion, we have a second. Are there any questions? So everyone knows this position has been left empty since Steve Roberti has retired. So we are moving forward and filling it up. And Steve does a great job for us. Rita?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Resolution to appoint Eliza Wharton as financial assistant at an annual salary of $51,000 with a $2,000 increase upon receipt of qualified purchasing agent certification. Effective 8/6/24, contingent upon successful completion of employment, physical, and background check.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any questions or concerns?
No concerns. I'm just happy that we're getting someone in the finance office.
Yes.
Been long overdue.
Rita?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Resolution to appoint Jordan Brooks as full-time truck driver laborer, base salary $41,600, effective 8/6/24, contingent on successful completion and employment of physical and background check.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Are there any questions or concerns? Hearing none. Rita?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
E, resolution to appoint Heather Jenian,
Jenigan.
Jenian, is that how it's said?
Jenigan.
I always butcher people's names. As a clerk in the Office of Construction, Fire Prevention, and Code Enforcement at an annual salary of $46,000 effective 8/6/24, contingent upon a successful completion of employment, physical, and background check.
So moved.
Second.
A motion, we have a second, or any questions or concerns? Hearing none. Rita, can we do it again?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
F, resolution to appoint Amanda Ayer as clerk in the Office of Planning and Zoning at an annual salary of $42,000 with a $2,000 increase upon successful completion of the Planning and Zoning Board Secretary Certification Program and receipt of certification, effective date 8/16/2024, contingent upon successful completion of employment, physical, and background check.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. Are there any questions or concerns? Hearing none. Rita?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
G, motion to accept the resignation of Mary Jo Couts, a member of the Hamilton Township Municipal Authority,
Motion.
5-year term
Oop, sorry.
expiring February 1st, 27, effective 8/14/24.
Now on motion.
Thank you. We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second. Any questions or concerns? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. H, motion to accept the resignation of Bob Fink as an alternate 2 member of the Hamilton Township Planning Board, a 2-year term expiring 12/31/25, effective 7/24/24.
Motion.
Second.
A motion, we have a second. Any questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed? The ayes have it. Lake Lenape Dam Advisory appointments. We have the Township Administrator that goes on there, a member of Township Committee, and a member of Hamilton Township Citizen at Large.
I'd like to nominate Art Schenker.
Yes, I'm
As
First
committee
one's
member.
Township Administrator.
I didn't think I'd have to nominate him since.
You don't have to nominate, I just need a motion and a second and a vote for Brett Knoll.
Motion.
Second.
Okay.
Any questions or concerns? Yeah. All those in favor? Signify
Aye.
by saying
Aye.
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 All those opposed? Thank you.
All right, now for Township Committee member, I nominate Art Schenker. How's
All right,
that?
so that's what we're doing. We had to do Brett first?
So is there a,
All right.
spot for the mayor automatically and then a township committee member, or is it just one?
That's it. Did you get a second on your motion?
No.
No,
I'll second.
Oh,
there you go.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or concerns?
How did we pick the citizen at large member?
We nominate somebody or appoint somebody.
Okay, we're gonna appoint someone tonight.
Yes.
Yeah.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Township of Hamilton Citizen at Large, term expiring 12/31/24.
I'd like to nominate Christopher Dean Rocap.
We have a nomination. Do we have a second?
Second.
Are there any questions or concerns?
It's, I don't have no questions and no, cause, I mean, the only thing I would just like to know the people, you know, like have some background on the person. Because if you're from the township and lived here all your life, you know everybody. And, you know, I'm new. I mean, I've been living here, but I'm new on the township. So it's not that I'm against the people, but I don't even know. I want to know them.
Excuse me.
That's all I'm saying. I'm sure that if Committeeman Tally,
Call me Carl. That's okay. Just don't call me late for dinner.
that if he nominated him, that he knew something about the person and the person is a good person. It's just that with me being new, I would just like to have information on moving forward on somebody that's going to be nominated. At least you can read something about them. It doesn't look like I'm just rubber stamping.
Okay.
Can we table this and we'll
Yeah,
get...
you don't have to table it, you know. I'm just
Well,
saying moving forward.
let me say this. Before it used to, wasn't it someone that lived on the lake was part of this?
I don't know if, I don't think that was one of the
Wasn't the criteria?
criteria, was it? That wasn't one of the criteria.
No, I don't believe it was written in there. I think it was still a citizen at large previously.
Okay. So Mr. Rocap does live on the lake, so he's very aware of the situation and the concerns of the dam.
Retired state trooper, currently works for Battellini, used to work for JPC Construction. I don't know what else to say about
That's
him.
enough. I mean, at least I got something. I got some type of information. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Okay.
And I'm sure he'll do a great job. It's just,
he's a good guy.
Carl. Would you like to? Do we have a second?
You do.
We do.
Okay. Any questions or concerns? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. That was almost painful.
Just a question before we move further, Mayor. How does this work? Does the first person to blurt out a nominee, is that how this is done?
No.
Oh, okay. I just thought maybe there was an order or something that,
Generally, the first person gets voted on.
no, I mean, like, how do we, I think we have a great candidate. I'm not worried about that.
Right.
I'm just saying, how do we
Generally,
do it?
when you nominate somebody, the first person that's nominated, we vote on.
Okay,
If that fails, then we go to someone else.
okay,
That's
gotcha.
generally how it's done. J, resolution to terminate employment
That's
of...
dead.
Oh, that's dead, that's right. But yes, we haven't, we took that off. Okay. 9, approvals, minutes, regular
One
meeting.
second.
hold on, we gotta vote for
You
the
have,
other.
you have another one.
There was a replacement for
Replacement.
HA.
Resolution to appoint Jacob Benowitz.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Previously approved day manager is no longer included in the codes. Okay, resolution to hire Jacob Benowitz as day manager for the remainder of the Cove 2024 season, at $18 an hour, effective 8/1/2024.
So moved.
Second.
Motion, we have a second. Rita, can we do a roll call, please?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Mr. Patali?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
Oh, yes, and carried.
9, approvals, minutes of the regular meeting minutes of July 15, 2024.
Motion.
Second.
We have a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. B, bills. Bill list total $5,661,545.34.
So moved.
A motion?
Second.
We have a second. Rita, can we do a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
Oh, yes, and carried.
Thank you. We will move on to reports. Mr. Administrator.
I just want to congratulate Steve Adair for his promotion in the IT department. He's been an excellent employee over the last 15 years. He's going to do a great job as director. So congratulations, Steve. That's all I have.
Nothing to report at this time, Mayor. Thank you.
Mr. Engineer.
Just 3 quick updates on the projects. Right now, Leapy concession stand, the water has been turned on, and we have water inside the building, and irrigation is functioning as well. We have to fix a couple heads, but we have water. Final punch list items are being worked on this week, and hopefully everything's cleaned inside by the end of the week, starting next week. Underhill fencing is progressing nicely. The fencing itself should be finished in the next 2 weeks around the entire complex. Concrete and will be following and working at the same time, and then probably paving to follow shortly after. And we are accepting Malaga Road bids this Thursday, August 8th, and hope to award the project August 19th.
Anybody have any questions?
Just one question. When will there be a ribbon cutting for the Leapy Club?
That I didn't decide on. that's I don't know when committee or
We were going to
township wants to do that.
We have a recreation subcommittee, but we have a meeting set on Thursday. We were going to talk about that, but we're
Okay.
looking at the week of August 12th right now, so we're not sure yet. Depends on people's schedules.
There you go.
Good. Thank you. Township Committee, Dr. Witherspoon.
Yes, I have a little report. I'm learning a lot about the township every day. You know, just because something has a Mays Landing address doesn't mean it's actually in Hampton Township. And I was invited to the New Mexican restaurant. The food is delicious. And I went to the ribbon cutting, but as soon as I turned left and went a half a block, I was in Wayne. So then I realized that, okay, it said Mays Landing on it, but it wasn't really Mays Landing. But I still, because I showed up, I still, you know, I promised them I was coming. I just showed up. So I was there, and along with the Weymouth mayor and committee man from Weymouth. And so that's why you saw me in the picture, because I thought it was Mays Landing. But it was not Mays Landing. But the food is delicious, and it was very good. I was very happy today to be a part of the press conference with Congressman Jeff Van Drew. And that was my first time at the dam. I mean, I rode around it last week and looked at it from afar. But actually being that close up on it was good. And, you know, I like what he had said. They didn't quote it in the press. But he was responsible for making sure that we got this money here in the township, but it was done through a bipartisan effort. And he made sure that he said that, because he couldn't have done it if he didn't have a bipartisan effort to bring the money to the township. So I really thought that that was really, really great. And it was hot, but to see that the progress is going on, and this really started prior to me even being on this committee, but I'm happy that it's happening while I am on the committee. And I think Committeeman Vitale had started this, and he done a great job. And I just had to say that. And so to see it going on, and I can't believe that for 50 years that they were manually turning that. I just couldn't imagine that. I really couldn't. I tried to imagine it, and it was very difficult for me to imagine. But I'm glad that something is being done, because it would have been catastrophic in our community if that dam was not fixed. You know, so I'm really happy what's going on here in Hamilton Township. And lastly, there are so many new businesses popping up everywhere in Hamilton Township, and I'm happy about it. Jersey Mike's is coming, you know, and there's just so many different businesses. Every time I ride down the street, I see something new. So I'm excited about that because that helps our tax ratables, you know, and it's a lot to say. We are the largest geographical municipality in the state. But when things are coming, they're not going to be just bunched up on each other, you know. So I really am excited about what's going on and what's happening in our township. And I'm also happy the way the project is going with the construction with the concession stand. I'm very happy about that. I do want to go back and look at it again. I know I probably have to make an appointment, but I want to go back and look at to see where you actually are with it, you know, from the time that I went there. And last but not least, we had in Hamilton night, Naomi. She didn't make it to the finals of the Olympics, but she done darn well. And I was very surprised. I was following this the whole time. And she won in the semifinals and then won like the 200 meters and the different things. We have a lot of great kids and a lot of great people in Hamilton Township. So when something is being done here, I like to highlight it. And that is my report.
Thank you. Committeeman Patel.
First, I want to say thank you to MJ and Bob Fink for their work on the boards that they were on, MUA and the planning board. Always got to have those volunteers, and we thank them for that, for their time that they gave us. Congratulations to all the new hires. I'm not going to go through and try to name everybody, but congratulations to them. Happy to see some holes getting filled. Take some pressure off of those different departments that have been really struggling to keep up and still getting things done. So this will help out with them. And like Dr. Witherspoon said, we're out at the dam today with Congressman Van Drew. Mayor was out there. There were some people out there from the county. The county engineer was there. The engineers from WSP that designed it. The coffer was, I would say, 3/4 complete. So things are moving on really well. A little bit quicker than what was in what they said earlier. It sounds like the coffer dam on the riverside is going to be done this year, which we didn't think was going to happen and would have slowed the project down immensely. I did ask them, since this is all happening, are we going to get done sooner? And of course I got laughed at, but did ask. We'll see what happens, but just happy that this is moving on, and it's a long time coming, and a big thank you to Jeff Van Drew and what he did, and like Dr. Witherspoon said, the bipartisanship, how everybody jumped in and did what had to be done to get that grant and to get this project moving on. So that was really, really good. Very happy about that. Go to my little notes here. National Night Out tomorrow night. Chief promised me it's not going to rain. It's 6 to 9. Rain or shine, unless it gets really bad, then we're going to pull the plug. So no pressure, buddy, because Millville bailed out already. Vineland bailed out already. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid.
Will you be giving out rain parkas?
Big metal pole.
Wow.
That's just hurtful.
So please, let's everybody cross their fingers. We have good weather. Fireworks is going to be a good time. Midsummer Night Main Street Market is Thursday night, August 8th from 6 to 9 on Main Street. Vendors out on the streets, and then all the businesses will be open. Mia's, the pub, of course, is open. Get out there, get something to eat, take a walk down Main Street. Hopefully we have good weather for that. Mays Landing Yacht Club is having a clam bake. Now, it's not in our town. It's over there in Weymouth. It's at Merrill's, but it is trying to get money together for the Night of Lights. That does happen in our town. So that is Sunday, August 11th. It's out at Merrill's. I believe it starts at noon. Go out there for a clam bake. It'll be a good time. And then, of course, the Night of Lights, Saturday, August 17th at 8:30 at the Bulkhead. hopefully we have good weather for that, and we have some boats to finally. You putting lights on your boat, Mayor?
I don't know.
Ah, all right. I'd help you, but. And then the 34th Annual Marianne and Daniel J. Murphy Jr. Memorial Regatta, powerboat racing out on the Lake Lenape, September 7th and 8th, and that's from noon to 4 p.m., so looking forward to that. And then after that, I believe we have, we got Art in the Park. What else we got? Anything else going on? September 11th, we have the ceremony for that.
Christmas.
Christmas is coming. Yeah, I'm running out of steam. So, Reagan, I'll see you later. Maddie, I miss you, love you, and I hope to see you soon.
Committeeman Cheek.
Yes. In July, I attended the Wake Up Wakeboard contest for suicide prevention at Lake Lenape. That was very, very nice. It was the first time I was ever there, and I was very surprised with the amount of people and the quality that it was. It was very nice. As Carl stated, tomorrow night's National Night Out. And as also Carl stated, I'd like to thank MJ and Bob Fink for their volunteer service. August 11th at 6 o'clock, we have a commemoration for the 1880 train accident on the trestle. Very important. It's something that I spearheaded for the new trestle bridge. It starts at 6 at the Presbyterian Church and then goes to the site of the trestle where the accident occurred. So hopefully people can attend that. And then on a personal note, my daughters came over our house about a week and a half ago, smelled gas where my wife and I didn't smell it. Called 911. We had a great experience with the Mays Landing Fire Company, Laureldale Fire Company. Myself and my daughters had to leave for an appointment, but according to the wife, it was just done so professional and so great, and I have to give a thanks to all our volunteers throughout the entire township, how they represented themselves. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Committeeman Laws.
Thank you. Ditto to Bob Fink and Mary Jo. Thank you so much for your service, and I know you put a lot of years in there, Mary Jo, and we're grateful. Naomi did compete at the Junior Olympics last week. We reported on her attending the national championships, but this week, along with the Olympics, they have a Junior Olympics, and she did compete. She competed well. She was winning the 100 meters and fell 10 meters before the finish line. It was amazing. But she came right back. She was injured, but she came right back and finished third in the 200. So she's officially the third fastest 200-meter runner in the country. So that's a big deal coming from Mays Landing, and so we're proud of her. So shout out to you, Naomi Laws. Hopefully we'll get her in and some of her teammates in to, extend some type of proclamation to us, those young ladies and young men. They did an outstanding job. Also, I did attend the Awake event for suicide prevention, and great. It was a great event. It was really, really nice event. They were wakeboarding up and down the lake. A lot of people had a lot of fun. I can't swim, so I didn't wakeboard, but it was a great time. It was definitely a great time, and there was a lot of information shared. And finally, to Richie's point, the train crash that they had, the great train crash that they had there. Shout out to Mari Totolo, who actually put together a really, really good documentary, and you can find that video actually on YouTube for Mays Landing train wreck. It's a really, really well done piece, and she just did a great job. She worked tirelessly on that along with her daughters to bring that to fruition with her group at the Historic Society. So thank you very much.
Thank you. I want to start off by thanking Bob Fink personally for all our volunteers. All these boards, things, committees that we have cannot be what they are without our volunteers. So we appreciate that Bob has done, his service, and all the people who serve. I want to give a special shout out to Mary Jo Kautz, who's been on the NUA for 15 years. Many of those years you were the chairman, and we appreciate all that you've done to keep our MUA. Anybody who is a customer of the MUA knows how hard they work to keep our rates down, to keep them where they need to be. If you go to neighboring communities, they are probably triple of what we pay here. So it takes a lot of hard work and dedication to do that and keep that in check. So my hat's off. Thank you so much, and I wish you luck with your new endeavor.
I didn't even realize you were here. I'm sorry. I would have looked at you when I said your name.
It's not us that need to be thanked. Yes, Mr. Patali said I was at the dam today, and there's a lot of credit that has to be put around here, but most of the credit, in my opinion, goes to the man sitting to my left. He pushed for this. He got the attention of the congressman's office, and it turned into a $4.6 million grant from the federal government. And I don't know the last time we've seen any money from the federal government of that kind of magnitude. So, you know, coming in, when you do budgets and stuff, you plan for stuff like this. And this is something that was a big ticket item, and we knew it was going to be. And to have the federal government step in like that, having Congressman Van Drew step in, was big. The nice part about today is when we actually went up there towards the site to see how much they have gotten accomplished, because these types of jobs are very much affected by the time of year, because you can't go in the water after a certain amount of time. So they had to get so far to actually make this work, and I think, you know, we asked if they were ahead of schedule, and they don't want to say that. Because once you say that, usually they won't.
That's right.
But from what we saw, they were ahead of schedule. They're doing a great job. The site was extremely clean. So I expect it to be on time, which is a good thing. What else? National Night Out. I only have one thing to say. You are a very stubborn person. Because you're going to push, we're going to have this thing, and you're going to will this rain away, are you not? Okay. That's something I do not want to see on YouTube. I do not want to see that dance on TikTok. Okay?
I do.
That's all I have. I'd like to open this to the public for public comment. Anybody in the public like to speak?
I want to tell you that the schools, our school district has wrapped up our summer programs. We had two of them. One was ESY, extended school year, summer school, and the other one was for kids that needed kind of some leadership and better or different role models in their life. And both those programs are wrapped up. Additionally, I want to thank Mr. Cheek and Mr. Laws for coming out and continue to support us in our endeavors of expanding our schools without asking you to foot the bill. So we're continuing to go down multiple paths there, and they spent their time, took us out to Vineland to see a project of another company that we're seriously looking at to try to come in here and help us with establishing a net new school to add capacity. Also, we are getting ready to publish our school routes. This is the first year that we're doing it ourselves with some of our own buses, but with that will be coming some financial decisions that some parents may not like, and that is moving some school bus stops. And then on top of that, we're going to ask the township, maybe the public, your public works, to help us create what we call gang stops, and that's just where we're stopping somewhere where it's not necessarily in front of the child's house, but the children come together to, for a bus stop. There's continued concern about it being safe, especially on some of the major roads like 50 and that kind of stuff, so we're trying to take those off the main road. The problem with that is some of these spots where we'd like to stop, say 12 feet back from 50, there are grass and become muddy and that kind of stuff, so we're looking to work with the homeowners and Public Works maybe to help us throw down like 3/4 inch stone on a little small plot, put up with some sign with a high visibility that says this is a Hamilton Township school bus stop, so the kids will stand there, not on the main road. I've seen coming down 50s, some kids dancing in the middle of 50. You know, they're high schoolers, not our kids, but you know, it only takes one bad accident, then we wish we did something. So we want to maybe be proactive with that, work with you guys. It's going to go into our vote at the this month to enter into or draft a letter of agreement to work with you guys. We will foot the bill. We just may need the assistance of Public Works to actually help put in the signs, and some thoughts about getting the signs created. It's something we don't do. Maybe Public Works could give us some pointers. And then additionally, we'll be asking the police department if we could borrow or have them put out the speed boards along 50 for the first couple of weeks of school to say, you know, slow down, our kids are here, something like that. Just, again, more visibility to slow the traffic down and get us through the first couple of weeks of the change in traffic patterns due to school bus stops and schools, the school buses being on the road. Okay. Nothing else. Thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Nelson. Appreciate it when you come in here and do this update. Anybody else? Great.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to serve on the MUA the years that I have. It's with great trepidation that I have to resign due to the calling of the job, but aside from the honor and the privilege, it's been a learning experience from day one. I feel honored to have served with the board members that I've served with, and as my parents said, whether it be in sports or life, you're only as good as the people that you hang out with or you surround yourself with. And the boards that I've sat on, I've learned nothing but great things. So the board's in great shape, and I just wanted to personally come and say thank you for the opportunity to do it. I enjoyed every minute of it. Some of it was a little tougher than others at times, depending on the climate, but it's been a great experience, and I'm gonna miss everybody, but I will keep in touch, and if anybody needs any help, they have my number. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else in the public like to comment, speak? No?
Motion to close?
Motion to close. We have a second. Second. Any questions, comments? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. We are going to adjourn to executive session. For the reasons I read earlier, we have contract negotiations with the Teamsters communications officers. We also have attorney-client privilege pending anticipated litigation and code violations at Cottonmouth. So I need a motion to go to executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Second. Are there any questions, comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. We will be coming back out.
There may be formal action, right?
Possibly.
Possibly formal.
Possibly maybe coming back out for any of those of you that are interested. Okay? Back from executive session. The chair will entertain a motion for adjournment. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
A motion is second. Any questions, concerns? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it.